I remember today that I got like the address for where I'm going to stay, and I remember putting it into Google Maps. And I come from a city. It's not like the biggest city, but I remember zooming out on Google Maps, and I'm like, wait, what? Because all you could see was corn.
All right, thank you for joining us at Illinois Corn TV today. I'm John Clem, an Illinois farmer and Illinois Corn Marketing Board member. Glad to have everybody listening in. Today I am joined by Maren Klakegg, and she is the owner and operator of Klakegg Production. She's got some really cool pieces to her story, won a couple awards. We'll let her share that with us and tell us a little bit about yourself. So Maren, as a native from Norway and a past exchange student here in Illinois, tell us a little bit about yourself and some of the things you've been doing.
Of course. Thank you for having me, first of all. As you mentioned, I do work in film and TV production. I've done a lot of TV shows here in Norway and a lot of like documentary styles production as well, which is the one film that I made that's called Dear Father, which has gotten a lot of attention and won a few awards. The Student Academy Awards and BAFTA shortlisted, among others, which is very fun. So I do really love my work and get to experience cultures and meet people and see every person has their own story. So I love that.
That's awesome. Well, winning an Academy Award for anything would be incredible. For doing the things that you're doing, that sounds outstanding. I would think that probably rolls right into your experiences back here in Illinois, by being an exchange student, learning about people, learning about experiences as you spoke to, though. So maybe let's jump right into that a little bit. Talk to us about how it came about that you ended up here in Illinois. Awesome relationship here that you were an exchange student to a board member at Illinois Corn. So a really cool tie to what we do here at Illinois Corn. And share us about that, initial part of your experience, and then we'll kind of break it down a little bit.
Yeah. So, my second year of high school here, we have the opportunity to go do an exchange year, and I wanted to go to the States. The first plan was to go to California because that's the American dream and you can do all of that stuff you see in the movies. It was full. So I had to pick another state. And my actual uncle lives in Chicago.
Oh.
So my thinking was, you never know when it comes to like host families, and I've heard a lot of like scary stories. So just to be on the safe side, I'll do Illinois so my uncle could come and get me if there's any issues. And that's how I ended up in Illinois. And Tim and Tammy picked me out of the bunch. And to put it quickly, my uncle did not have to come and get me because it's been the best year of my life.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, they're great people. I'm sure you had a great time. So you're coming to Illinois, somewhere that you've never been before, and then they bring you even more into Illinois as far, for what some people think. You're brought right into the middle of farm country, cornfields everywhere, small town living, things of that. So tell us what your kind of thoughts were when you got here. Had you been around much agriculture before? So how did that experience feel? And were you like a fish out of water, or was it a little bit more comfortable than that?
I remember today that I got like the address for where I'm going to stay, and I remember putting it into Google Maps. And I come from a city. It's not like the biggest city, but I remember zooming out on Google Maps, and I'm like, wait, what? Because all you could see was corn. Like there was like no bigger stuff around. It was just fields, fields, fields.
Yep.
And I remember thinking, what kind of place is this? And when I got there and they picked me up at the airport, I remember Dad saying, driving through Franklin, don't blink because you'll miss it.
That's true.
Um, yeah, and Franklin has like, well, my high school back home had twice as many people attending than the people that lives in
In fact,
Franklin. So it was a bit of a change and a culture shock, but that was also kind of like what you want when you go do an exchange year. You
yeah,
do it to like experience something different.
yeah.
But I did not know. Yeah, I haven't been around agriculture in that way before at all. So it's been interesting. Absolutely.
So a new experience coming in, but then when it comes time to leave, how did it feel leaving it? Did you grow accustomed to agriculture? Kind of what did you learn about it? Did it take a piece of you? And did you miss it when you had to leave? Help our viewers. Maybe we've got viewers that aren't familiar with everything that we do on the farm, and so share your experience on how something that you weren't familiar with, and then how you felt different when it was time to leave.
I just think like because I was completely green. I didn't know anything. I've heard the songs about like big green tractors. Um, and I remember I think it was one of the first times that I was out on the farm, um, and seeing like all the equipment and how big it was. And I just remember like the wheels that I could like stand inside it. Um, and I remember first time being like in the combine
Yeah.
with grandpa driving around, and it just like felt amazing and peaceful at the same time. And not saying like in Norway people aren't passionate because
Oh
I don't
no.
know that much about agriculture here, but I loved seeing um the passion and the love and like the pride that people have in the States for what they do when it comes to agriculture. It's just like, yeah, it's like it was inspiring. I love that.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed that right with the passion. We see that a lot on our own farm, and honestly, in all the conversations I have with farmers from all over Illinois and frankly all over the United States, that's the story that we want to share. Is that the farming operation is something that's passionate to us. It's more than just a job. It's our life. It's our career. It's everything to us. And so for you to get a chance to experience that and realize that on your own, I think is a great story. So thank you for sharing that. Um, while you were here, was there any one experience that you continue to look back and say that's one of the best memories that I had being in Illinois? And whether that's directly from the farm or something else, what was really the highlight of your time here?
I think well, the highlight is the family that I've got. I still call them mom and dad.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and I think last year I was back 3 times. So I'm not sure if they realized that they were going to be stuck with me for more than a year, but they are for life.
Yep.
So they don't have a say in that. But yeah, yeah, I got a second family, which I love, and a second life kind of because it's completely
Yeah.
different from my life here. So it's small town America, and it's not what you see in the movies. It's so much more worth and heart and so much like such a bigger part of America than what I think people in other countries actually realize.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great memory to have, right? That's one that not everybody gets to have, and the opportunity that you were given to do that, and the family that you were selected to be with, probably couldn't have worked out any better for you. So great stories. We'll go through our not to be corny portion, which we love here at Illinois Corn, and then after that we'll wrap up a little bit. But uh, Maren, why did the tractor audition for Maren's next film?
I don't know.
I didn't expect you would, but it's just simply because it wanted to plow right into the spotlight. So, just like to have a little fun with that. Anything that you'd like to say as we wrap up here that we haven't asked about? We talked a lot about farming. You've got a whole career involved in film. And maybe we could have another talk on that sometime and things. But share with us a wrap up, if you would.
I love I've even been thinking about like doing documentary about small town
Okay.
America and telling the story. Um it might be a told story in the States, but I think it would be amazing for people in different culture and countries to see um what you do and how hardworking people are, and just like the faces of the people that I was about to be corny too, but feed America.
Right.
Um, no, it's inspiring people, and it's good that you do the job that you do.
Well, thank you. I think you're doing great things too. Look forward to hearing more about that. If that's something that you choose to do, we'd be glad to, be involved with that if that's something that would be of interest. And really, thank you for spending the time with us. Congratulations on your award at the Academy. I think that is just awesome. Kind of neat for me to be able to say, hey, I've met somebody who actually, won an award, and don't be humble about that. Be proud. Thank you for sharing your experiences here in Illinois and being on the farm. And I'll make sure I say hi to Tim and Tammy for you.
Please do.
I will.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.